and then we can go from there. King can get here when he's ready, but we can start talking. That back to our losing ways, snap back to reality a little
Oh
bit.
man.
Oh man. So Brandon, while we're waiting for people to come in, I guess I'll ask you both this. This is just a
Yes,
random
sir.
question I came up with the top of my head. We're talking LCA, Little Caesars Arena, obviously, but did either of you did you guys either of you go to the Palace ever? And if you did, what was your favorite memory at the Palace of Auburn Hills?
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely.
Mhm.
I'll let Lexi lead off though.
I can remember, oh gosh, I want to say it was 2003. It was before the championship year, but we were playing the 76ers and I mean I love Allen Iverson, but I also like, like talking like shit about him or whatever.
Oh
So
yeah.
I made this sign and it was like, the question, like what is the question? The answer is not Iverson or something. I thought it was like so cool, but he like noticed it because he like laughed and like because I was like pretty close to the thing that like by far stuck. I was like a freshman, sophomore in high school. Like it was like everything.
Oh heck yeah. It's freaking awesome.
Mhm.
But man, yo, the Palace.
The
Gee,
Palace, man.
I know. I loved the Palace. I
I
loved it.
yeah, I
That,
think one game that I remember clearly from the Palace, man, we were sitting in the 100 section,
mm-hmm.
and there was a lot of commotion around this one lady. And I was like, why is everybody around this lady? I was younger. And I remember the news crews came in and everything. She stood up. She had on a certain jersey. I was like, And it was Eva Longoria, man. We were literally like I was literally like behind her about 2 rows to the left. And like all the news crews and everything. I didn't know who it was until later, but it was such a cool experience because I had never been that close to the action. Like I think my mom was like, I think I see you guys on the screen and everything, like on the TV. It was
Mhm.
cool, man. But
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that's insane, man. I mean, it's one thing to get up close and be right in the action. It's a whole other thing when freaking Eva Longoria is in the
Yeah.
equation. What the heck?
Yeah.
Oh
Hey,
my gosh.
that always works.
Oh heck.
Mhm.
That always works, man.
I mean, yeah, it's gotta work, man. It's gotta work. Oh my
But
gosh.
no, it's a lot of fun moments and memories at the Palace, man. I've been to, man, yo, a lot of different games there.
Yeah.
Obviously
I
a
went to a
couple
lot of
different
concerts
championships.
there. I probably went to like 4 or 5 concerts there too. So it was like,
Yeah.
I never went to a concert at the Palace.
Wow.
Never
It
made
was
it
it was
to a
hype,
Palace
man.
con. Yeah, was it? What was the best concert you ever
Spice
went to?
Girls was lit.
Spice Girls at the Palace.
Let's go.
Hey, let me tell you, my mom got me and my best friend tickets. Like I think this was 2008, and I loved them when I was like real little. Showing my age here a little bit, but like, yeah, she got us tickets, and so I'm like, we're like 19, 20 years old, like jamming out to Spice Girls. Like it was pretty great.
Oh heck yeah.
And I know the Detroit Shock, man. Yo, they took over the Palace
I
Yeah.
Field
know.
here in the summers. Absolutely took over, man.
I
Yeah, they
The
were
know.
games were hype. The championships and playoff runs were dope. It
we had
was
the best franchise in the WNBA, and all of a sudden now
best from
just
worst to first, man.
yeah,
Mhm.
and then just gone, and now that's just not a part. I'd love to see. I will say, if there would ever be any expansion in the WNBA, I'd love to see the Detroit Shock come back.
Yeah,
Oh, of course.
yeah.
That's yeah, top.
Man, I've been
top.
posting about that for like the last 2 or 3 years. Like, bring our team back, yo.
I
Like they won
know.
championships. So hey, I thought
I
they were
agree.
a good part of the culture for Detroit sports in general. Not just a female driven or led sport, but just in general, man. They're athletes. They were competing at the highest level, winning championships, good players, good fundamentals, good coaching, good organizational structure, man. Like that's the type of stuff that I want to be able to show to, our younger athletes coming up. Man, like I used to run basketball camps and that was their footage was a part of these things because they played the game the right way, similar to what you would hear from Larry Brown and the '04 Pistons. It
Mhm.
was dope.
Yeah, a
Those
lot of
were
those.
fun experiences.
I feel like the WNBA is like far more like like if you actually looking for like the fundamentally sound basketball, I feel like the WNBA is way more fundamentally sound than the actual league is. I mean, because I think you have a lot of guys in the NBA that just, I mean, rely on their athleticism, right? Which, I mean, God, with some of these I mean, like, how do you tell Hamidou Diallo not to, right? I mean, like, guys like that, it's like, hey, don't use your athleticism, just only use fundamentals. Yeah, that'll go great. All right, well, while we get people rolling in, the Pistons did play tonight against the Chicago Bulls and ultimately were defeated. Oh, we got our guy Pistons talking here now. It's gonna be a show now. It's gonna be a show now. Oh my gosh.
Anthony was good, sir. Mr. Pistons talk.
Yo, Anthony, the first we made it happen, dude. You're here.
Yeah. It's been a minute.
Sir.
Oh man, it's a pleasure, dude. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just starting to talk about the game. Since you just rolled in, we'll start with you. What did you think of the overall game tonight? What were your thoughts? Pistons go down, ultimately lose to the Chicago Bulls. Were leading most of the game. However, DeMar DeRozan, that guy, just kept going off. What did you take away from tonight's game? Initial thoughts?
I thought they played pretty well. It's just the passing was really bad all night.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like every time like we went into the lane, the Bulls had a deflection. It was just like, I think the passing was kind of lazy tonight, but overall, I think that, they're still playing like a hell of a lot better. Like pre-All-Star break, it was nothing but ISOs, more togetherness, more ball movement. I like it, man. I mean, I like, Isaiah Livers playing more minutes. It seems like everyone got injured in that game. Hamidou and I can't even think of his name right now. Ronnie McGruder, but I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a good game. It's just DeMar DeRozan is, like you said, that guy. He's gonna take over that game.
Oh, 100%. And I think it's almost unrealistic to not expect him to come in and just do that against this team tonight. I mean, that's just DeMar DeRozan's been doing it all year. Lexi, before the stream started, you and I were just talking about you gotta just tip it to him, right? I mean, DeMar DeRozan's been
he's just so great.
Yeah, they signed him for what, like 3-year, $70 million deal. Brought him in to like be probably the second or third option in Chicago, best case scenario right now. Borderline MVP candidate in his early 30s. Lexi, how good's DeMar DeRozan? I mean, I just said it, but how
he's
good?
Really good. Well, he's just really fun to watch. I mean, I'm not, opposite of a Bulls fan or anything like that, but like it's just he's entertaining. He's so talented, and it's like he's just been killing it. I mean, killing everybody. It's just been consistent, and I would say that the MVP is he can win that for sure.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Of course, my guy Kool-Aid.
Hey, what's good, sir? What's good?
How bad did the Pistons miss Isaiah Stewart tonight? How bad did they miss him?
They messed him up from a depth, as relates to depth. The bench, they did good scoring, but the paint got worked.
Oh my gosh!
And the cuts, all of the inside passing, it seemed like AO was finding people left and right coming through the middle, and yeah, man, that was tough, man. It was a good game overall to watch. Just to piggyback on what Pistons Talk was saying, the first thing I noticed though in the box score, 13 steals by the Bulls, and 16 turnovers by the Pistons.
Oh
13 steals, man. Like that was pretty wild. Like some of them, half of them looked like they were unforced as well, like just lazy passes or fumbling over the ball. They had a sure shot to win this game. DeMar DeRozan did what he did. He got busy, man. At first, it seemed like the calls towards the end of the game weren't really going towards the Pistons, but they were still neck and neck, in the game. And then DeMar DeRozan said, "I don't care about how the calls are going. I'm putting this game on my back, and it's over." And that's pretty much where that went. And I did not believe that DeMar DeRozan had this type of play in him for what we're seeing this season. I didn't know he still had this type of game left.
Oh yeah,
this type of consistency. But overall, good fun game. They definitely miss Isaiah Stewart. Way too many unforced turnovers, but they're going.
Yeah, I think from an interior defense standpoint, I think we can put that Marvin Bagley starting at the 5 conversation to bed a little bit, looking at what he can do from an interior defense standpoint. But my guy Keith, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show. We got Downtown Deuce up in here, dude. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, thank you
Glad
for
to
being
be here with y'all.
Yeah, thank you for being here, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so first of all, what were your thoughts of the game? What were your takeaways? Pistons obviously losing a close one at home against the Bulls, letting it slip away towards the end a little bit. What were your takeaways tonight, man? What were you feeling?
So hopefully I don't sound too redundant. I know I'm a little bit late. But just a few things that stood out to me tonight was that this is a young team, right? A young team that is growing.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Brendan Detroit Kool mention the turnovers. That is something that really needs to be remedied soon. I know it's going to take time, but I'm loving the energy. I'm loving the energy of this young team. Something happened. I don't know what they put in the water, but something happened post All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're seeing a team that is fighting now. We saw a blowout loss after blowout loss after blowout loss. We're turning the game off after the third quarter, unless you're a true fan, for many of those games for the first half of the season. Yeah. And now these games are going down to the wire. This team is fighting. I'm loving the ball movement. This team is playing for each other. They're playing together. The ball is hopping. I'm loving what I'm seeing. So it reminds me of the 2001, 2002 team. That team that was on the uprise, on the uptick, but still had some work to do in terms of really just developing that team chemistry. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm loving the direction we're going in. And I think the future is really bright for this team right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No doubt about that. I mean, again, if you're looking at in talking about that difference, this team being different. I mean, ever since particularly that game against Boston before the All-Star break, right? It just seemed like after that, the attitude's been completely different. I think we could point to a couple things. One, Cade Cunningham stepped up in a different light. I mean, statistically, if you're looking at what he's doing, it seems to me like it's not very different than what he's been doing before. But I think a couple differences is he's starting to shoot more and more efficiently as the season has gone on and as he's actually gotten some time to be out on the court and actually, get some reps with Jeremy Grant and those other guys. But I think also just, even defensively, just to be able to hang into these games, not let it get too out of hand. Have Trae Young only score 14, 5 of 20 the other night. I mean, there's just things like that pop up to me. I mean, what do you guys think? What do you think's been the difference maker that's led to this team going on this surge of late?
It's a plethora of things. You get Jeremy Grant, Sadiq Bey, getting a little bit more time, rhythm, and chemistry. You get Kelly Olynyk coming back. That was somebody who early on in the season we saw he was going to be a difference maker, goes out of the lineup. We see the Pistons visibly suffer. It messes up the rotations and lineups and everything. But, I believe that getting those players back makes a difference. But the biggest difference is Cade Cunningham, man. They had a graphic up on, I'm trying to find it now, up on the game tonight. There was a 0-8 stretch, and now they're on this kind of 6-2, I guess 6-3 stretch now. But during those 8 games where they came back off of the All-Star break, Cade is averaging 21.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, 5.5 assists a game. So we talk about what's really spurring this stretch, getting this team back healthy. Like a lot of us talked about, let's see the whole team together. I remember Pistons talk, continued to caution that. Let's see this team healthy and together.
Yeah.
And then let's see Cade work with a full deck. And that's what we're seeing. Mm-hmm. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Anthony, a lot of people wanted to trade Jeremy Grant, some of them at our own company. We can name names if we want to. Adam, I know you're out there somewhere, but
I love you, Adam.
Yeah, love you, Adam, but Jesus Christ. Anyway, oh my gosh, but Anthony, now, I mean, just seeing Jeremy Grant's just continues to be that consistent source on this team at this current point. I mean, in the first quarter tonight, he scored 9, and then he went a couple quarters without really doing a whole lot. He's getting more and more efficient shots as well. Do you think him playing alongside Cade is actually helping his game and is kind of leading to some of that success he's in right now, or do you think it's just getting to know his teammates a little better and getting back on the court more consistently?
I think Jeremy's actually taken a step back since the All-Star break. Like, it was Cade wasn't really taking the ball up the court. It was like a lot of Corey Joseph in the beginning of the year. And you even saw Jeremy take the ball up the court at the beginning of the year. Jeremy's kind of taking a step back. Like, there's probably like at least 10 instances where the beginning of the season, Jeremy would have taken the ball up the court, but Cade's taking the ball up the court now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I don't know if it was Troy, Dwayne Casey, someone like gave him a talking to, like, hey, you're not going to be that guy anymore. You might be a number 2, number 3 on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's completely okay.
Yeah.
I know you're giving Adam the business this morning. He damn near dropped his phone when you said some people want to keep him. That was funny as hell.
Oh my God. Yeah. He almost got the baseball bat out. I thought he was going to murder somebody. I was scared for people, man. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I think that, Cade is coming into his own. You give the ball to him and you just watch stuff happen. I think Sadiq Bey being, kind of like a Batman to his Robin, I like that trio. I think you could work around it. Now, do I want to pay him $112 million? Hell no. I don't think anyone here does, but I mean, I don't think he's going to get that personally, but hey, if he wants to stay here, I'm fine with it.
I think you're 100% right, bro. And I think one thing that's going to make it easier to swallow for Jeremy is the fact that we're winning with him in this role now. In the beginning of the season, he was the number 1 guy, and we know what the results were. But now looking at how things are playing out and the whole camaraderie of the team, and we're winning games, I think he's going to be able to swallow this a little bit better now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think some of those writing on the wall too. I mean, when Jeremy was gone, Cade Cunningham very clearly took that role and did really well in it, right? So when Jeremy came back, I don't think there were any illusions about what his role was going to be, where his fit was going to be in this team. I mean, listen, Cade Cunningham's the number 1 guy in this team. That's just going to be the way it is. I don't know if there's anybody that can come into the team other than maybe if we get the number 1 overall pick that can change that. But I mean, Cade Cunningham's the number 1 on this team, and I would argue should be Rookie of the Year. In fact, the title of this is Cade Cunningham Rookie of the Year because man, I know logically Evan Mobley is the league's the logical choice. I know he's been leading that race for years, but how do you watch Cade Cunningham and not see he's the best rookie in this class?
Because he plays in Detroit.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Favors everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because the answer is nobody watches Detroit. So that's the answer. They're not watching, but
right.
Yeah. Especially when you have this type of a stretch going on right now where you can see his stats, his style of play. And I know it sounds bad, but even in some of the losses like tonight, Cade clearly was the difference maker in this game. The bench, they did a lot of good things, but Cade's efforts every single night are putting the Pistons in position to win. And over this stretch where they've had, their team together, they have been actually doing that winning. I don't know what else people need to see, because people, they equate, when Evan Mobley started fast and they were winning, people said, hey, it's because of him. Now you see them still, they've petered out a little bit. They're not as hot as they were early on in the season when some of the all-star players got injured. You saw Evan Mobley become very, very pedestrian. We saw him come to Detroit, catch a couple L's. Not that he's not talented and special, but Cade Cunningham is running the show, making winning plays, playing winning basketball, has this stretch of 6-2, 6-3, and it's really based on what he's been able to do with the players around him.
To piggyback on what Brandon just said, a question I asked myself a couple of days ago: what if you were to sub out Darius Garland for Corey Joseph? What would Evan Mobley look like then? Not to take anything away from him, but Evan Mobley needs somebody to help him get the ball in spots where he needs it.
I mean, you're swapping one 30-point-a-game scorer for another 30-point-a-game scorer. I don't see what the problem is. No. I can't even say that with a straight face, man.
Yo.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
When you see the attention that Cade drew tonight, the triple team when he got the ball to Sadiq in the corner for the open three, that is a nightly thing that's happening. To have 2 other all-stars alongside you to play with makes the game so much easier. It gives you so much more space, less attention. It allows you to operate where you want to. Just makes the game easier for you. So not taking anything away from Mr. Mobley, but I think considering the circumstances, Cade Cunningham is far and away the rookie of the year.
For sure.
In my opinion.
For sure. Before we get started, I do got to mention my guy, Everything King.
Hey.
What's poppin', man? How you doing?
What?
Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for
King.
joining in as usual. King, before we get into the Rookie of the Year talks, we want to talk about your favorite player, Corey Joseph. Now, how great was he? No, I'm just kidding. Don't leave, King. Don't hang up.
I instantly was about to leave. I was going to get out of here.
King,
Set
don't
you
leave.
up from the beginning.
Oh my gosh.
Well, first and foremost, what's going on, everybody? This is a nice panel here. This is fun.
Yeah, man.
What's up, bro?
I mean, listen. For what it was worth, Corey played okay today. I'll give you that.
Oh, I was joking. I don't even give a shit about Corey Joseph. I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, man. What were your thoughts of tonight's game? What did you see out of what did you see out of the Pistons tonight?
I saw them doing their best to go up against Michael Jordan tonight.
Mhm.
DeMar DeRozan has just been absolutely amazing this season, and tonight was no different. We were shorthanded tonight, obviously, but they still played well. They still fought. Cade Cunningham shot the ball well. Got to clean up the turnovers though. But for what it was worth, like I said, I enjoyed the fight. The Pistons brung to the Bulls. They didn't just lay down. That's what we want to see at this point of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
100%. Not only that, but also we keep seeing, like we were just talking about, Cade Cunningham playing really well. Evan Mobley, on the other hand, he's gonna have to fill in for Jared Allen in Cleveland right now. So he might one thing that could keep his award close to him in the city of Cleveland is he might have to carry the load a little bit more over the next month or so. But Anthony, you keep pointing out all these rookies that people are talking about. Cade Cunningham eats their lunch almost every single time that he plays against these guys. I forget what his combined record is between the other top picks in the draft, but I know that Cade Cunningham almost always comes out on the winning end. I mean, that's got to count for something, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's 7-2 against all the other rookies. And,
7-2.
Yeah.
Just see it.
Which just like a crazy stat, because I know we were kind of talking about Jeremy Grant. I was on StatMuse.
Mm-hmm.
So when Cade was out in the beginning of the year, the Pistons are 4-26 with Jeremy Grant in the lineup. When Jeremy Grant was out in December or January, we were 7-13.
Oh my!
If you think about that for context, when we weren't really playing good basketball, like in January, like like before the All-Star break, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only reason why Evan Mobley's actually in there, that kind of like the rookie of the year, is because they want to draw this narrative like, well, you need to win if you're rookie of the year.
Right.
I mean, they did it with LaMelo Ball. They did it. I can't even remember the year before. I can't even remember the rookie year before. But I mean, if winning is this narrative, then that's new to me. It's rookie of the year, not MVP.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And if we're judging on winning, then a lot of guys who've won it really shouldn't have it, because a lot of these rookie of the years, I'm sorry to say it, played on some dog teams. So so if we're judging it on that, I just don't think that's the right criteria either. But I think overall, just everyone else in the class, like there are some good rookies. I mean, there's Giddy out of Oklahoma City, right? There's Scotty Barnes, who's playing really well. Orlando got Jalen Suggs and the other Wagner brother, and Lexi, our Michigan guy. Wagner is out playing Suggs down there so far. You ever pop in and just watch them just to see how the Wagner brothers are doing?
Oh, absolutely. I follow like all my guys in the NBA.
You
With
gotta
the NBA pass.
You got to be happy with Jordan Poole, by the way. He's been,
Oh yeah.
he's been
See, I was
awesome.
one from the
He's
get-go.
hooping.
Like, he was one of my favorite players. I got tweets dating back to like 17, 18, like it's just he's always been electric. And I knew when he left, he was going to be good. And you had all those people, oh, he's never going to amount to nothing. This was too early. He's never going to do nothing. And it's like, I just love pulling back those receipts every time, like he kills it in the game, or like, just, he's incredible. And I just love watching it.
Got to keep the receipts.
Oh,
Always. Got probably like 400 saving those things over the years.
So let me allow me to read a tweet real quick. Pistons PR just tweeted this out a little bit ago. it says Cade Cunningham has scored 20-plus points for the 5th straight game, becoming the 4th Pistons rookie to ever record as long of a 20-point streak. No other NBA rookie this season has done so in more than 2 straight games.
Yep.
No one else is doing it too. Cade's doing it in 5.
That's insane. It seems like every other game we're hearing something related to Cade that says their first rookie since, their first rookie since, their first rookie since. This guy is just different, man. He's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Get used to it.
When I saw that graphic with like him next to Jordan, I was like, oh God, please, like the future, it's like, it's so exciting.
Yeah.
It's just so he's such a methodical player too. Like when you watch him, even when you saw like how he just draws anyone and can like know exactly where to kick it. It's phenomenal watching him. Like he's just the strategy of his, ways is incredible.
Yeah. It seems to be like the game has slowed down for him so much over the course of the year too. Like even the triple team when he was down in the post and that look that he got to Sadiq in the corner, that bullet that he threw. I mean,
beautiful.
Listen, there's few guys in the league that can do that. Cade Cunningham's a rookie and he's doing that right now, and he's doing that on a night-to-night basis. It's just
I was just about to say that, man. I see him throwing those passes from the paint off those drives, getting the whole defense collapsing on him, and he's finding people at the perimeter.
Yeah.
Yeah. He even surprises his own guys, they're like, oh, she's like, because he's just so no look everything. It's great.
Well, maybe one day he'll play well enough to take the ball out of Corey Joseph's hand.
I was waiting for that.
I was actually happy to see some Saban Lee minutes tonight.
Yes.
I was happy to see that, man. He looked okay.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely energy. He kept a lot of pressure on the Chicago Bulls defense, and I believe that's when the Pistons started to make their first run. That's when the time Saban Lee was in the game, and that energy was just electric. He and Hami are just energy, man.
Yeah,
pure
I think with
energy.
Saban, bro, just the consistent minutes he's getting down there in the G League is just really helping him to stay fresh, stay consistent, and just stay in the rhythm. And I think we're just seeing it translate really well for him right now.
Yeah, I think
with Livers too. Just he's been playing
Frank
so
Jackson
good. I
style.
love it,
Dude.
I was so hyped for that pick. I know so many people are mad. I'm like, you're gonna be eating your words. I'm telling you.
Well, I saw people like saying that we made bad picks in the second round this year. I'm like, Isaiah Livers played one game like in December and like has hardly played since. And now when he is playing, we're actually talking about how well he's playing. So like, I'm just like people are talking about like I saw someone say like Troy Weaver's not a good drafter in the second round. I'm like, what? Like we got. I don't know.
You got rid of Plumlee and you got the trade down. I mean, that's a win in my book.
Those are just
facts.
people. Those people just hate everything. They hate the pillow when they wake up in the morning. They just hate it.
Facts.
Oh yeah, 100%. If you're digging into the second round and judging how your general manager's drafted in the second round, that you're digging a little bit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But can I get something off my chest, man?
Yeah.
What's good, sir?
Can we teach George Blaha what a windmill dunk is? I'm sorry, man. Listen,
as soon as I saw Hami do the windmill jam, I promise you, I perked up. I was like, he's gonna say windmill jam. He was like, with the stuff. I went on socials on Woodward. I was like, oh no.
I couldn't wait to tweet it, man. I just couldn't wait to tweet it.
Man, I tweeted that yesterday and they're giving me shit. Like, leave him alone. He's old. I was just like, no, he's doing it on purpose at this point. I know he is.
Oh, 100%. He's got to be like, that's going to piss them kids off on Twitter.
No, did y'all hear Grant Cunningham laugh after it?
Yep,
I laughed, bro. I heard that. I was like, nah, he's messing with us, dog.
Could you guys imagine him doing the dunk contest? How funny would that be? Every dunk would be the exact same.
George Blaha announcing the dunk contest, and it's through. Jalen Green with an NFT on his
Somebody does a windmill. The dunk.
And he stuffs it right in. I mean, the fact that George is still going. I mean, hey, all the praise of the world.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Gotta
George.
give him his flowers, man.
Yeah, Greg and George both, man. I mean, we've seen so many commentator crews go through change and have transition. Those guys they have some of the best chemistry in the business, and George, I mean, he really loves the team, man, and you can tell.
Yeah.
It's just we just got to teach him what a windmill dunk is. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ! If something
Yeah.
cool happens, we gotta correctly talk about it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Oh my gosh! But all right, going in to the rest of the season, I think we gotta address one elephant in the room real quick, and I think some people are asking this question: are we winning too much? And I this isn't what I think. This is just the question that's kind of going around, you know, like because of course when you're tanking or when you believe you're tanking, you know, you have to lose every game, and when you do win, which by the way, the fan base was like when we weren't winning, it was like, oh, this team sucks, fire Casey, everything's bad, I'm done this year. And now we start winning, and now it's like, why are we winning all these games? We're gonna lose Jabari. Slow down, man. Like I don't know, man. To me, like I get it, but these days feel really important for the future of our rebuild. Do they not? Like, do any of you guys think that this winning is actually a bad thing for us?
No, I personally don't. I feel like it's more so about confidence and the restoration process continuing and actually being able to reap some of the benefits of that for the fan base, for the team, for everybody. I think if we start losing games now, it'll kind of just erase what has just happened the last few weeks. Like, was that just a fluke? You know what I mean? So I think it's really important to kind of continue to build the momentum, even if, I mean, we all know the lottery is not a guarantee anyway. If you're the worst team in the league, you're not going to get the number one pick. It just doesn't work like that in the NBA.
Right.
So I think as long as we can secure a top 4 pick, I think we're good. And I think we can continue to try to at least build and improve as a team in the process. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Anthony, what do you think? I know I'm sure you get people in your mentions all day.
Yeah, I mean, I already got OKC fans telling me to keep winning, so you know they're desperate for a number one pick. But...
Yo, bro, OKC fans are still messing with you.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. After that live stream, man, I get like messages from OKC fans like every day. But,
Every day?
Oh yeah, like this one guy, like I have blocked on Instagram. He tells me to fuck off every day.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. See, I turn off my messages. Like, unless I follow you, you cannot message me. And that's just the best way to go, especially
That's
being a
smart.
woman.
Oh, I don't care. I laugh at it, but weird question, Sean. Do I think these wins are meaningless? No, I think what Deuce said, you can't really go into next season with like, oh, we won those games, but I think it's meaningful for development.
Yeah.
But as terms of like, or for like the lottery, I really don't care at this point. Honestly, I'm kind of in that Jaden Ivey camp right now. Like, hey man, I like Jaden Ivey a lot.
Listen,
and
man,
everyone's like, oh, Jabari. I was like, dude, we're not getting the first pick again. Like, it's not going to happen.
No.
I can't even go back. When's the last time you've seen back-to-back lotteries where the team got the first pick?
I think Cleveland did once.
Yeah.
They got first and fourth.
But that was fixed.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
That was
it
fixed.
was. Well,
Yeah.
not only that, but also they got like it was kind of weird because like the year they got it with the Kyrie pick, it was technically the Clippers pick because they were like offloading like Baron Davis at the time. It was a whole thing.
Right.
So,
What you said it was payback for LeBron?
Yeah, it's got to.
I don't know, man.
Unless Troy Weaver works his magic again, man, we're not getting the first pick.
Or Ben Wallace comes up again and beats up Mark Tatum.
Listen. I just got something on Twitter, and it's kind of interesting. It's actually some recognition for Cade Cunningham.
Whoa.
I don't know how many of you guys in here play NBA 2K22, but Kendrick Perkins is a big time character on there, and he's hilarious.
Yes, he
but
is.
Tonight, he says Pistons took an L tonight versus the Bulls. Let's take a minute and talk about Cade Cunningham. Young fella is figuring it out. Troy Weaver has done it again. Carry on.
Okay. Let it be known.
Yeah, we got Kendrick Perkins in the conversation now. I like to see it, man. Hey, that means we might be getting some talk on ESPN tomorrow. You don't know.
Thanks for reading that. I'm blocked from Kendrick Perkins, so appreciate
Wow.
that.
How'd you get blocked by Kendrick? What did you do? Did you mess with him every day? Fuck
Call him soft. Did you call him soft?
No. You remember on ESPN he couldn't say Vucevic?
Which time? He can't say. He couldn't say Moses Mooney. He couldn't say Vucevic. He can't. He can't pronounce half the league's names.
I photoshopped what he
Anthony.
tried to say on a Magic
Oh,
jersey,
man.
so it said Vucevic, and they blocked me over it.
Wow.
Oh,
You know what, man? Perkins
This is talking. You're
Perkins,
legendary, man.
he's
Oh,
all right,
man.
man. But they need to have like that little bouncing ball with the words when he talk across the screen. 'Cause
Yeah.
sometimes
You're
that
right.
accent, man, is tough.
Yeah.
thick
Looked
with
on
3
phonics or
C's.
something, man.
Yeah, man. That's hilarious, though. Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Yeah,
That's good to hear, though.
Yeah, that is good to hear. By the way, everyone that's in the chat, thank you for being here. Be sure to drop your questions and anything you want to know for any of us here. Be sure, by the way, to follow everybody that's here on Twitter. I have almost everybody in the that's in the stream in the link down below. Anthony joining was a pleasant surprise, so I'll get him added down there right now.
Yeah, it was a surprise. Kool just like, hey, let's come on. I was like, all right. I said, I feel bad. I kind of ghosted him last time, so
Get him on, man.
Hey,
Yeah,
you're here now, man. That's all that matters. That is all that matters. Now, to me, like, you know, like talking about, like, I wrote an article like a week ago just talking about how, to me, like towards the end of this year, and like kind of they've talked about it even, like I remember Hamadou said it like in like his post-game interview, like it was like the first or second game back from All-Star break. You know, like a lot of people have been saying it, like we're just trying to establish our identity right now going into the last part of this season, right? And I think and I think if there is anything that we can take away from these wins and these losses and just like what we've seen of late is it does feel like they're actually playing with a form of identity. I mean, obviously we knew the system, we knew like the X's, like, you know, we knew the technical parts of like how they played and what they did, but like, you know, to actually say, okay, well, they're gonna stand behind their defense, but they're also gonna move the ball. They're gonna be team oriented. Cade Cunningham's gonna run the show, but through that, you know, it's gonna, you know, getting the ball to their primary options, but you know, spreading the love too. I just, you know, to me, like, even if these wins, you know, do quote unquote knock us out of the top 3, I mean, any time that your program or your team ending a season can say we had some positive momentum, and like you said, it's not like we're going to go into next year going, oh well, we did win those 10 games in March of 2022, but you know what you are going to say? Well, towards the end of the year, Cade Cunningham really started to take off, and therefore this team started to find its identity, and going into next year, we can build off that, right?
Yeah.
And whoever we bring in the draft can come in and they can see that there's something that they're joining. There's something to be here, especially for a team that 2 or 3 years ago, our best young prospects before Troy Weaver entered the building were Luke Kennard, Svi Mikhailuk, and that's
Sekou.
it. And Sekou, yeah, he was our hope for he was everyone thought he was going to be the next Giannis, and he is not even a two-way player right now. But hey, that's okay. That's okay. So we got Reggie Jackson coming home on Sunday to the LCA. We got Luke Kennard and Marcus Morris also coming back to the LCA on Sunday. We got the Miami Heat next week. We got Boston on Friday. We get one more game against the Celtics. What do you hope to see out of this roster? Like, are there certain guys like you want to see perform going down this like final stretch? I know for me, I kind of want to keep seeing more of Marvin Bagley, because I'm not gonna lie, ever since he's been in Detroit, there's been, you know, obviously some nights haven't been the greatest. You know, I know tonight didn't start out the greatest, but he did pick it up towards the end of the game, and offensively, at the very least, in the paint, he's been pretty solid. But I know for me, I want to see more from him. But what about you guys? What do you guys want to see from specific players going down the stretch here as we're looking at it this season?
Yeah, I think 2 of the players I'm really looking at is Killian Hayes and Marvin Bagley. The other players have kind of answered the questions: Cade, Jeremy, Sadiq, Kelly Olynyk. Yeah, there's growth. Isaiah Stewart's another one. I don't know if he's done enough to cement himself into the starting 5, depending on where the Pistons land in the draft. You know, depending on what player they pull. So Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes, those are my players of interest. In terms of what you were saying earlier about, are the Pistons messing things up? We said it last show. Do we care if they land anywhere in the top 6 or 7? When we say let them go out there and mess up their draft positioning, because the one thing we kept talking about all first half of the season was there's no chemistry. They don't know how to play together. Give them time. Next season, this group that's playing together right now is going to come in already knowing how to play, and you're getting year 2 Cade Cunningham.
Yep.
You'll get Cade Cunningham, who actually gets to go through an NBA training camp too. Something that he didn't even get to have this year either. I mean, a lot of these guys, Cade didn't have a very conventional start to the season, as we might all remember. Lexi, what about you? Are there certain guys that you're looking at that you like? Are there certain guys that you want to see more out of? What's on your mind as we're heading into the home stretch here?
Yeah, I'm on like the same page with like, Bagley and Stewart, just because, I think that like when Bagley came here, it just gave another opportunity to like get someone like off of Cade or off of other players where they're actually like, a threat in the paint or like on the floor. So I think it's opened up a lot for everyone else. And you can tell that. I mean, they've been killing it like post All-Star. So, and then same thing with Stewart, though, that I just don't know, like, if he has, qualified to say that he is a starter in this team. Like, I do want to see more too. So it's really just those two that I'm focusing on, but I'm feeling positive about it, both of them. So
yeah. For sure. I think I still think Isaiah Stewart's offensive game leaves a lot to be desired. His game, when your game is all hustle and muscle, and sometimes, lacking in the skill department, sometimes it's a little hard to get things going for himself on the offensive end. But I think a lot of his plays just naturally come from the effort that he puts in on the court, right? And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that injury against the Hawks the other night, I thought we were gonna be talking about him being done for the year. I thought there was no shot we were gonna be seeing more Isaiah Stewart down the stretch for the rest of the year. So I'm just counting our blessings that it was just a bone bruise, because it did not look good the way that he reacted to that. That was a scary one.
Killian Hayes last game really is just having me hoping that we can get some level of consistency at that level, because he played one of his best, most complete games that I've seen from him since he's been here. Just the aggression, just picking his spots. It's all confidence with Killian Hayes. He has it one game and then he doesn't. He's got it and then he doesn't. He seems unsure of himself of when to pick his spots, of when to be aggressive, of when to get others the ball. He's a great facilitator, but just the level of consistency for me is not there. If he can somehow get that over the summer, take that into next season, he is going to be a very, very good player for this team. And the other guy for me is Isaiah Livers, because we haven't seen Frank Jackson in a while now.
Yeah, he's dealing with injury stuff.
Yeah, and I love Frank. I love Frank, but I'm just wondering what his role is going to be if Livers continues to play at this level. He just got back from injury, and to be performing at this level already is very, very impressive. I just want to see how that dynamic is going to play out as the season kind of unfolds.
Yeah, I think Livers has a game too where he was able to kind of come in and more naturally, like he's a guy that shoots threes, defends, you know what I mean? Like a lot of those things that translate to the league. Obviously, that's why we drafted him. I'm definitely curious to see what his role is as well. Anthony, talking about Killian Hayes, are you in the camp where you still think that he can be the starting point guard for this team down the road, or where you're at with it? I know it's tough, man, because you don't want to make a definitive judgment on a guy, but I mean, I'll even save you from being the bad guy. I don't. I think he could be solid. I think he could be a solid backup, and I think he could be like a great 6-man off the bench. But listen, man, we're not talking about Killian Hayes becoming like we're not talking about him improving and going from like an okay to like a good scorer. We're talking about him going from like he needs to go from a dog shit scorer to to NBA level. You know what I mean? Like I'm sorry, but that's where he is. Am I wrong? I mean, like,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like I have a Killian Hayes jersey because, you know, I bought into the hype. Well,
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connor said, you know, he's the best prospect to come out. Like, I believed it, but
Yeah.
people are just so damn impatient.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like the same people that said, oh, we shouldn't have traded Dinwiddie. Well, Dinwiddie didn't do shit here. Didn't do shit in Chicago. He didn't start to blossom until Brooklyn. You got to give the kids time.
For sure.
Everyone's saying, oh, we should have drafted Halliburton over Killian Hayes. Well, if you wanted to, you could have, but Troy saw a prospect. He saw someone who could defend.
Right.
And if you can develop that offense, he's probably the best point guard in that draft. So I think you have to stay patient with him. What his role may be, freaking cut Corey Joseph and just give Killian Hayes the backup point guard role. Honestly, man.
It's not hard.
If I have to see one more minute of Corey Joseph, I swear, man, like Casey's not even like trying to hide that he's trying to lose. He's putting Corey Joseph in the lineup for the past 2 months. I'm sick of it. It's like, stop,
brothers,
man. Like
King and Pistons talk are spirit brothers.
Listen, it pisses me off worse when he gets to the press conference saying, well, Corey did well. Did well in what? What are you talking about?
it's like, what dirt does he have on your family, man? Like, seriously. But there is one player I'm actually curious to see. I don't know if he'll get a shot, and it's a two-way player. I'm really interested about Chris Smith. I keep hearing a lot of good things about him. I watched the G League game. I mean, man, if he gets a chance, I think he could actually take Diallo's spot. I mean, that kid is nice. I think there's a reason why he signed a two-year two-way deal, because he's going to be on the team like relatively cheap for like under $100,000 for the next season.
Yeah.
I think there's something there. I don't know if he'll get a chance, or him and Jamarco Pickett. I think, those are two guys that could be insurance like qualities.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Pickett too, man. Pickett to me is just like, I don't know. He kind of reminds me of Jeremy Grant in a sense, like when he was younger, can kind of do everything. But like I said, I don't know if they'll get a chance because they're two-way players.
Dude, Troy is sneaky, man. He got like whole draft picks just sitting in the G League.
Yeah.
This is way.
Yeah, he's collecting his chips right now. I mean, hey, he might just be pushing for a G League championship right now because the Crews are a number 1 seed. I mean, they're just balling out with they got Saban Lee and Luka Garza, which I'm excited. I'm hoping how like towards the end of the year, it's the thing where teams don't even hide their tanking anymore. Like there's like I remember in particular, like the Grizzlies a few years ago put out a lineup of guys that like I swear they were all at Shake Shack the week before, like bussing tables or something. And then now to be, and then we're in an NBA game. I'm hoping we're gonna get.
Did you see the Pacers last night? What they did?
No.
The game was tied with the Cavs, and they fouled intentionally.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Run that
I
back.
heard there was
serious.
Yeah.
Wow.
You gotta be.
My mind was like he said that, but he didn't mean what he just said.
Yeah.
By the way, can I point something out real quick? So ever since the Kings and the Pacers made their trade, which the Kings made to win now, the Kings, since trading for Domantas Sabonis, are 3-10. The record for the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers, since trading away Domantas Sabonis for Tyrese Halliburton, are 3-10. One was a win now trade. One was a rebuild trade.
Listen,
Wow.
I've never seen such
Both teams lost.
Pointless trade in my life. It's like, what did you trade to do? Like literally, the Sacramento Kings are
what they deserve.
Yeah, like it's like, come on, you know what I'm saying? It's whatever.
It came right back. Like, it was like everyone was talking about, like, at the trade deadline, like, no, this deal actually makes sense for them because now they're going to make a push to go to the playoffs. Like, this is stuff the Kings needed. However, like, now it literally took, 3 games after the All-Star break, and now it's like, yep, now we're just going to tank for the lottery. We're here, and it's like, I'm just like, man, I saw
It
someone.
makes me happy to have Troy.
Yeah, well, 100%.
Yeah, I wish they would have asked for Jeremy Grant and then traded us Halliburton.
A Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Halliburton backcourt. It'd be lacking so much athleticism, but man, would they be doing everything all over the place. Oh my gosh.
Until Halliburton plays Killian.
Yeah.
Killian keeps putting him in jail.
Man,
game,
it's personal. It's personal between those two.
That last
really
game, I
is.
was like, yo, Halliburton was non-existent.
My
I
one
think
thing
after that dunk, he didn't score again.
Then after that, though, like 24 points, 24 points, 24 points.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
just like, sheesh.
my one thing, man, like Killian plays defense on like really confidently. You know what I mean? So like as far as like we're talking about like the mental thing, it almost seems like mentally he shifts every time he crosses that blue line, and it's
Dude.
going from, you know, it's going from all right, time to score and time to defend. You know what I mean? Like
I blame the Pistons.
I wanna
Like I
hear
said,
it.
his rookie season when he came back from injury, Killian actually was more confident in what you've seen this season, to be honest. For instance, you go back to, you know, one of his highest scoring game. You just watch the type of player he was during that game. It's like, okay, this is the most confident I ever seen him.
Mhm.
I think the Pistons telling him to, you know, pass the ball to Derek and pass the ball to Blake Griffin and, you know, set these guys up. You know, I think Killian went from I got drafted to make this my team to coming over the summer. You draft Cade Cunningham. It's now it's like, I don't know, you know, what my role is going to be in the future now. You
Mhm.
just put Cade Cunningham in front of me. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's a lot of mental games going on with Killian Hayes right now.
Right.
And obviously, elite defender.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
let's just be honest about it. See what he just did to Trae Young. You know, it's Trae Young we talking about.
Mhm.
So, you know, yeah, everything else is fine. The passing is fine. The ability to facilitate is fine. Rebounding, fine. We just have to wait for the offense to catch up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not like he's just horrid. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to shooting the ball, it's confidence. It's not understanding when to do this or when to do that or when to take this shot. So, like I said, it's a wait and see thing with Killian Hayes, man.
Yeah, it's got to be, and you know, and it is important to keep reminding ourselves this guy is young. This guy still. I mean, listen, man. I just went on his basketball reference page. Career games, he's still not even at 82 yet. Like we're like 3/4 of the way through this season. He still hasn't even played a full 82 games, game season yet. So. You know, I think, you know, like I know Lonzo Ball statistically had a very similar start to his career. I know a lot of really good players did not start their careers shooting the ball well or scoring well. But you know, there are pieces and things to be looking forward to. I just think a lot of us Pistons fans get put PTSD with, you know, all the draft picks that we've had not work out over the years. I think we just see a guy not play well to start, and then it's like that's who he is, and that's who he's always going to be.
You know what the problem is, though?
What is?
It's that jersey number he has on.
It's that number 7.
That number 7 is cursed.
It is, man.
It's so cursed. You got Brandon Knight, and then I like Brandon Jennings. Don't get me wrong, but you know the Achilles. That number is freaking cursed, bro. Like retire it, like burn it.
Stanley Johnson was number 7.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, he started
man.
in Detroit. His number was 3, and then Ben retired it, so he switched to 7. Funny enough, when he switched to 7 was when the problems started happening.
Oh, Thought Maker too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Wow.
right. That's right.
Not Thin Maker.
Do we have to go back to Chucky Atkins to get back to before the number 7 was cursed?
Chucky.
Probably.
Chucky.
Yeah.
Long time.
That's true.
Number
That was-
7. Yeah, get that out of here. Get that out of here.
Oh my god.
Gotta go.
Well, hey, thank you everyone that's in the chat right now. A lot of good questions, a lot of people asking a lot of things. I saw one question that said, "What's next year's expectations, and do your expectations depend on the draft?" Now, for me, the expectations don't really depend on the draft because no matter what, we're getting a lottery level player. We're getting another young piece to join this team. I think it depends. You know, I mean, obviously you got to throw in free agency a little bit in there because you know. You wonder what Detroit's going to do. In my opinion, I think they're going to be a little more conservative this summer. I don't think this is going to be the year where we're going to see the aggressive Troy Weaver that, you know, people are hoping for. In my opinion, I think next year's free agency is probably when we're going to see Troy come to bat. Now, the one thing is this year, not a lot of teams have salary cap. So maybe, you know, so like the one argument you can make is, oh, well, Detroit might not have much competition this summer. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. But with that, I would expect us to at least try to get to a play-in. I would at least want us to see us try to get to a play-in next year, because I think there's enough here now where we can at least say, okay, get these guys, Sadiq Bey 3rd year, Isaiah Stewart 3rd year, Cade Cunningham his sophomore season with another lottery pick. I mean, just to me, I look at this team and the bar's got to be up next year from what it was this year for sure. And if we're gonna go up, then we might as well shoot for that play-in tournament, right? I mean, I don't know where your guys' heads at, but to me, that's got to be the goal, right?
I would say that would be it's lofty, but I think it's achievable.
Yeah.
The East is stacked right now.
Oh my
the
gosh,
East,
man.
It's a lot. It's not a good time to be in the Eastern Conference right now. But I think that depending on what happens, with the draft pick and also with free agency, which I think is another reason why it's good to be trying to win games right now to show that we can win here with culture and identity. But I think that may be kind of tough. I mean, especially considering the teams we've got to play 4 times next year, including the team we play tonight. So that's going to be tough. But I think if we can try to get to 500, I think that would be a good season. I think that'd be a wonderful season considering where we are right now, and even that would be a big jump considering where we started to where we are now.
Yeah.
So I think. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and just for reference, just to touch your point, like what you were saying real quick, if the play-in tournament were to start today in the Eastern Conference, the 4 teams would be the Toronto Raptors, the Brooklyn Nets, the Charlotte Hornets, and the Atlanta Hawks. 2 of those 4 teams made it to the second round of the playoffs last year. One of them even made it to the Eastern Conference Finals in the Atlanta Hawks, obviously. So it's stacked. The Eastern Conference is nuts this year. So, to your point, I was just adding that on, but go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I'll let you finish.
No, I agree, bro. Yeah, I think that would obviously be a great goal. But if we don't reach that, I wouldn't be disappointed.
Right.
I definitely just want to see considerable growth in chemistry building within the team as a whole.
Yeah, for sure. Lexi, what about you? Where is your head at? Do you expect a play-in to be something we're vying for next year? Do you think next year could be a little bit more like this one too? You think we're in for another year where we could be potentially shooting for another lottery?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be better than we are this year, but like he said, I'm not going to be disappointed if we don't do that, because we are like building back up, and waiting on, all the chemistry to fall through and like the people to develop that we need to. So I just got to be patient. I know it's hard, and it's like we got to be patient for all of our teams all the time, it feels like, but it's a struggle. But it's like I'm excited for the future. It's just I've been showing, like, they've shown promise, they've shown improvement, especially since the All-Star break, and it's just exciting. I mean, the future is bright, so that's what I'm just focusing on.
Yeah, exactly. There's things to be excited about right now, that's for sure. King, you are a man that holds your teams to a certain standard based on your expectations on where you're at. What going into next year, what's your expectation?
I'm a firm believer in Troy Weaver's words. I think they're going to take their time and they're going to build this thing up right. It's no rush to say play in at this point. Got a couple of potential breakups with some of those powerhouses in the East next year if they're not successful in the playoffs this year. So we'll see where that takes things. But like I said, right now is just more about building and development. This is literally really year 1 for development for these guys. So, hopefully we have a great summer. We don't have players have to deal with the COVID situations and the bubbles and everything else. Killian and Cade literally walked into the worst summers that you can ask for. So
yeah,
hopefully we go out and draft and we pick up whatever we pick up in free agency, man, and just build from there. I would say 500 is the goal.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, to your point, a lot of like Killian, Sadiq, and Isaiah, their season last year was so different. They didn't have the media expectations. They didn't have the off the court responsibilities. They didn't have nearly the media attention and people around them. I mean, there is so much more to being an NBA player than just showing up, playing basketball, and leaving. So, to your point, this is like the first actual season that these guys have had. So, that's definitely something that's valid. Anthony, what about you, man? Do you think I'm crazy for expecting a play-in or wanting to see them push for a play-in, or do you think we could be talking about where in the lottery we're going to be ending up?
Well, I looked at the next year's draft class. Holy crap, is it stacked?
Yep.
I mean, all the way up to like probably the 14th pick. It's stacked. The free agency this year is crap outside of Ayton and Bridges.
Yeah, and Jalen Brunson's in there too, but I mean, you know,
that scares the living shit out of me.
It does.
I got PTSD to Fred VanVleet rumors last year. Like, yeah, no. I think what the Pistons are probably going to do is I think they're going to use their cap space with trades. I don't think they're going to really sign anybody. I mean, they have the most cap space out of anybody. I think the Spurs are the second highest team. I mean, not a lot of people are choosing Detroit or San Antonio in free agency.
Right.
I mean, ever since, you know, Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan have left, I mean, the Spurs are kind of like tallied in between that play-in, kind of like us.
Yeah.
But I think we're just going to try to facilitate trades. Maybe there's a player that Troy really likes. Maybe you get another veteran on this team to teach him how to win. Like, I always go back to like Anthony Tolliver when the Pistons were like really bad. We kind of need like that kind of impact, you know, a veteran to teach them how to win. I mean, because we have veterans on this team like Ronnie McGregor or Corey Joseph, but they haven't really brought that, you know, winning impact. Maybe they've brought that professionalism impact, but I haven't really seen that winning impact.
Right. They could be that mentor to these guys. They could help them in the locker room and be there to support these guys, but that's not necessarily translating to wins on the court. So getting veterans that actually can also contribute to winning games.
Maybe a guy like JaVale McGee would go out in free agency and get, I mean, that's a perfect lob threat for Cade.
That'd be nasty.
I tell you what, I think it's time. You know, I think it's time for Corey Joseph to go ahead and suit up and just join a part of the staff or something next season. You know, just leave basketball
so they
alone.
can help the team with their professionalism.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. That's why. Exactly. It's not because King was about to crap on him even more. No. That.
No, I heard King and Pistons talk love Corey Joseph.
Yeah, absolutely. Favorite player.
Find someone. Yeah, find
He's not
someone
going along with it.
The Corey Joseph jersey I got on right now.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I okay, so to me it sounds like you guys are about Corey Joseph the way I was about Steve Blake. There was only one Piston I straight up hated watching, and it was Steve Blake. Every time he touched the ball, my blood pressure would go up double. and when he was in Detroit, like, there's no nice way to say it. He was at the end of his rope. He was dog shit. Like, he was not.
There was no rope when he was here, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like a thin piece of yarn.
It was done.
Those
you know who was worse than Steve Blake?
There was who?
Beto Udre.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Mr. Mid-range pull up at the elbow. That's all he did every damn play.
Bro, he had some dark years.
Why do we always go after backup point guards that are like 40 and out of their prime? Like, who we get next? Jeremy Lin this summer?
Hey, let's bring back Jameer Nelson again. Let's do it. He was Jameer Nelson and
I don't want fat Jameer Nelson again. That mofo was like 60 pounds overweight when he got here.
Fat Nelson.
Dude, I remember I was like, man, I'm excited. We're about to get, like, I remember I had like the childhood memories of Jameer Nelson on like the Magic with Dwight Howard, all that stuff. Like, you always think of like the player at their best, and then he showed up. I was like, who the hell is this guy from the YMCA? Who
that was Deuce Staley. That wasn't Jameer Nelson. That was Deuce Staley.
They found that guy at a YMCA gym. That's all I'm saying. He was.
Don't
out
forget
there.
about Jose Calderon. He was so great for the Pistons when he was here.
We've had some jokes at point guard over the last couple of decades.
The curse of Chauncey Billups, man. We should
trade him.
Goodness.
It's kind of what you get when you trade them away. To your point, that's
I was sick that day. I was so pissed.
I remember.
Yeah,
that's a day I'll never forget. That's for sure. Oh my god.
Here went to the principal's office because I saw the notification from Yahoo on Woj, and I was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me!" Like, and it's like that silent.
Anthony, get out of here.
Oh my gosh,
that's bad.
I would have been suspended with you, man. I would have been out of there.
Yeah.
I remember that day. I was like, what? It's like that Doc Rivers meme, man. You just sit there like,
Yeah.
it's like, dog, this is real?
Yeah.
I thought, you look to see, no, this got to be a fake account. It's no Andre Stans.
Yeah, this is the burner. That can't be
not
the
Balsac Sports up in here.
No.
Oh my gosh. It's like wild how many people like fall for like that stuff though.
Yeah, they do.
Like it's Balsac Sports for Christ's sake.
Oh God.
Did you see what Ashton said for the Pistons?
Mm-hmm.
He said next year playing game, following your playoffs. Then after that, semifinals.
I mean,
when did he tweet that?
This afternoon. It was this afternoon. It was
before
okay.
I was about to say, if you tweeted now, he's listening because he watches our content, man.
Yeah. That's not a shout out.
You got this. Yeah, you got the specific shout out, King. I mean, y'all work with sports, man. He's talking to y'all too. Yeah, man, that was pretty cool to see. Yeah, Ashton is I love his confidence in Cade, man, and I also loved him saying, I think, not to keep reading too much into a trainer's tweets or anything, Ashton, shout out to you, man, but I would hope that Killian Hayes would want to work with him too. I remember when he said he sees the potential in him, but obviously not always how that works. But before we end the live stream, I do kind of want to end with like one more kind of like fun question for you guys. If you could go back and give any Pistons lottery pick a second chance, a do-over, a fresh start from when they started, smack them in the face and tell them to do it differently when they get drafted, who are you picking?
Darko.
Well, Darko was doomed from day one. He was doomed from day one. I mean, listen, some of that wasn't on Darko. I mean, yeah, he could have handled some things better, but I mean, I'm sorry. Let's be honest. He wasn't a number 2 overall pick caliber player. We know.
So you're saying if we could go back and keep one guy, or just if one guy could just do it differently?
Yeah, like if you could go back and give a guy a second chance, like if you'd love to see one guy that we drafted have a second, like get a do-over and wish it would have gone differently.
Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
Chris Middleton. Absolutely. We let him go way too soon. Just looking at what he became now. Hope I didn't steal Eli's answer. But just looking at what he became now, I feel like that was one of the worst decisions we could have made. Letting that guy go way too soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was one of those trades where that did not there was not a lot of long-term thinking there.
Didn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
That's a tough question, man, because I blame the Pistons for a lot of the blunders with some of these players.
Yeah.
We drafted Andre Drummond and tried to make him a top option on the team when that's laughable, especially the team that we put around him. We draft Sekou, has a great, rookie showing, and then we threw him to the freaking dogs. Stanley Johnson, like we try to make this guy a stand in the corner shooter. It's not what he is, man.
Remember when he started so many minutes at shooting guard too? Like that was the whole thing. Like I was just like, man, why are we trying to get this guy to play out of position? What are we doing here, man? Like,
hey, how about players that we'd rather have instead?
Ooh.
Okay.
You want to kick it off? You want to kick it off?
2011. Give me freaking Kemba Walker over Brandon Knight all damn day.
Yes.
Could you imagine?
Devin Booker.
There you go. That was
Donovan Mitchell.
Like what?
Listen,
I just hope someday he comes back home.
We could build one of the greatest NBA teams of all time off of the guys we drafted in place of.
Like there should be a whole segment just for this. Actually, though,
I agree.
Like go back and replay like the last.
Right. We should have took Jalen. We should have took Jalen Green.
Wow.
We spent all summer preaching against that, King.
Yeah,
no. What have we done?
You ain't fooling nobody.
I mean, now I know King's probably drafting Henry Ellenson again over Pascal Siakam.
Oh,
of course,
God.
Of course.
I forgot he existed.
Big Henry. Oh my gosh.
Hey, he was the greatest summer league player of all time. That man.
He was the next Kevin Love on Pistons Twitter.
Man, why you disrespecting Austin Day like that?
Austin Day.
Listen. Hey, listen. I would draft Austin Day in this era.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In this era, I would.
Man.
Yeah. Just not in that one.
Not in that one, though. Didn't work for him.
Yeah, that was 2009. Wow. That was
wow.
Man.
So King, you said Donovan Mitchell over Luke Kennard, right? That was your pick.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah, that's my
definitely. That's like gotta be up there. That's almost up there with like the Darko. Like,
yeah.
Look at Gobert. Think about the success that you would have had. Drummond would have had with Donovan Mitchell. Look at Gobert. Yeah, Gobert is. I mean, what does he do besides block shots and catch alley-oops?
He's a way better rim protector than Andre Drummond is, though. He does something on the defensive end that Andre doesn't, and that's try consistently.
I mean, well, listen. Coming from a athlete standpoint, if you got a team of Jose Calderon, Steve Blake, like how often are you gonna go try every single night? It kind of gets, man. When he first came to the Pistons, motor all the time. Yeah. But after you keep giving him crap, it's like, it's like you give me Josh Smith. Like, what?
Greg Monroe.
Well, yeah.
Andre Drummond on this squad right now would be legit. He really legit. If they would keep him in his game in check the way that they are right now in Brooklyn, he would legitimately fit in with this squad. But all the squads before, he actually made an All-NBA team and made the playoffs. It's just like, you know what? I'll tip my cap just a little bit to Dre. People know me. I have taken up for him for years.
He has. You have.
I have. I just think he got brought into a bad situation. Bad coaches, no development. Oh. His coaches were what? Larry Frank, Huster, Mo Cheeks. These were his coaches. There was another coach in there too that was just like,
don't you dare talk about my guy Lawrence Flat. No, I'm kidding. I can't even say that seriously. Man.
Listen, and then you look at it. Look at Braceface with the wild hair drumming when you had Jennings playing well.
Oh yeah, with the Wolverine hair on the shoulder.
And there's a reason why he was at Legends every day. He was depressed.
Yeah. His point guard was not Cade Cunningham.
No, it was like Steve Blake or Jose. There's a reason why, man. Like I love Drummond. Like I still talk to him from time to time, man. Like he's a really cool guy. Like that's actually one guy I wish I would have worked out with. Honestly,
that's my answer.
You could have had Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, and Andre Drummond all on one team.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you think about it, if you go back to back drafts, like it's crazy.
I think Andre Drummond, what failed him was that he was the centerpiece for the Pistons when he should have been a piece for the Pistons.
Exactly.
Like you said, he had those other guys around him.
We always try to make players the centerpiece. That's not a centerpiece. Yeah. I don't understand.
We try to make role players into superstars.
Exactly.
Yeah, we try to make Rodney Stuckey a point guard. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. When a player is great at something, we automatically think they're great at everything. Like, I'm not going to name names, but I saw someone say that Killian Hayes is going to be OKC James Harden. And I swear to God, it's just everyone sees a guy who's left-handed and can, replicate a step back and go, that's James Harden right there. That guy, that's James Harden. He's going to be James Harden someday. Mark my words. Like,
no.
Yeah, James Harden is one of one.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But going back to the Luke Kennard, Donovan Mitchell pick real quick. You got to think Stan Van Gundy just was so gun shy because he had just obliterated all of his other draft picks that he had to get the guy that he knew wasn't going to be a failure, right? Like, you got to think that's why he drafted Luke Kennard, because it was just like at least he knew what he was getting with him. It's just the problem was we also could have seen what we were getting with Donovan Mitchell, and he liked being in Detroit. He liked the shoot around. He enjoyed the team. Like, oh my god.
Didn't they say he didn't miss a shot?
He didn't miss a shot.
Wow.
You know what, man? I'm actually going to give Stan Van Gundy some leeway because I think Jeff Bauer's is the reason why they drafted him. I mean, look at Jeff Bauer's picks in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Jalen Smith, who they didn't play him. Cam Johnson, who he's nice, but they reached for him like crazy.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. I was on Tankathon every damn day to the draft. It said Donovan Mitchell. Like last 3 days, it switched to Luke Kennard. I was like, you guys better not. I swear to God.
And they did it.
Wow.
I know. I was just like, man.
Jeez.
And by God, they found a way to do it again. But hey, the good news, man, Sadiq Bey is the guy that other teams are talking about. How didn't we draft him? Like
Carl got fired over it.
Yeah,
he slid, man.
Yeah, like every time I watch the Boston Celtics, and it's like, man, he could fit nice on this team. I'm just sitting there like, oh my God, this team. if the Celtics had Sadiq Bey, like how different of a
Yep.
team they would be and how much of a different conversation we have
Yeah.
now.
And
So
that's
many
what makes Troy Weaver different, man, as a GM, is that previous GMs, we knew that they knew the game. Troy Weaver knows the people he's signing. He
Yeah.
knew Isaiah Stewart. He knew
Yes.
Jeremy. He helped recruit Jeremy Grant to Syracuse, man.
Yeah.
He knew Sadiq Bey. Like this, that's different when you know not just we want high character guys. Like Troy knows he can trust certain players in certain positions. So when he signs Jeremy Grant at 20M and everyone else is going crazy, he's like, whatever.
right.
Jeremy Grant, go prove me right. When he goes and gives up whatever assets he does to get a couple more first round picks for Isaiah Stewart and Sadiq Bey, he knows and believes in what they can do. And that's comforting, especially with the decades we went through. We're sitting here now, Pistons are talking about how the team has undermined itself throughout the years from the last championship until we've gotten Troy. So to just see this, we see it's his moves. We're not sitting back saying, oh, whose move is that? Like, we know that's a Troy move, that's a Troy move, that's a Troy move. Man, it's comforting. It's comforting.
One of the most important things that he said, man, and that is so true. He said, I'm not, just building a team. I'm restoring the Pistons. He is picking Pistons. He's not trying to be Golden State. He's not trying to be the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep.
He's building the Pistons.
Yep.
He is
Well said.
Yep. He understands the culture. He gets the identity. He sees what works in this city. He's seen what it takes to win in this city. And even Cade Cunningham, the number 1 overall pick, even if he was the obvious number 1 pick, he's got that Detroit attitude about him already, man. Like he's got that dog in him when he walks on a court where he's like, I'm not taking shit from anybody.
It's two traits. It's two traits to Pistons teams. It's especially in this market. We don't have a huge market. So in order for us to take down these giants in these big markets, we have to have two things. We have to have a defensive identity, and we have to have a team who plays together. That is the two things that's worked over the years for us to be successful.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
That's what won all 3 championships for sure.
Yeah.
It's crazy though. Like Kool was talking about Sadiq Bey. So I was talking to I know King, you know him too, Troy's brother Tracy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was telling me that him and Sadiq's dad used to play high school basketball together.
Oh, no
way.
way.
He was telling me all this stuff, like him and Michael Beasley's dad used to play together. Him and Sadiq's dad used to play together. He's like, man, I've known Sadiq since he was like 5 years old. He's like, he's still got a big head. Like, honestly, like this, like Troy's
That's
family,
great.
like they're like so like got like cousins like reaching out to us, like saying like, oh, we love what you guys are doing, love how you guys are like giving us coverage and you're positive. And like Troy didn't want to leave OKC. Like they told him to come here. Like you're not going to get another opportunity like this. Like he actually wanted to stay in OKC. He didn't want to come to Detroit, but I think he loves it here. And I think, what he's doing is for long-term success. I mean, he could have traded for Russell Westbrook. Honestly, we all know that's a Tom Gore's move. We all know it. Yeah, with Blake Griffin. I mean, but he's not doing that. He's doing it slow. And I think if you do a slow grow, it's going to be long-term success.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the playoffs like we were 6 times in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just going to take some time. It might take another maybe 2 years until we're, a 40-win team every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just a rebuild. It's establishing a program. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a full culture with a program. And I mean, even, like I talk about, with Dwayne Casey in Toronto, like that history he has there, like that program is still going and it's still strong and still developing, even if Dwayne Casey isn't there, the framework is there. And, Troy Weaver and Dwayne Casey alike are helping build that framework right now in Detroit. So, I think there's just so many good things to look forward to and a lot of things to be excited about. Just like, I think we got a bright future in Pistons content creating, man. For those of you that are watching, thank you so much for being here. We got a lot of voices here that are both here right now, but also that aren't here. We got a lot of great voices in the Pistons world, man. And we're just trying to create and talk basketball and talk about the team that we love. Expect stuff like this more often. These live streams have been fun. King, you've been on all of them. Kool-Aid, you're starting to join in. Everyone else that's here, thank you guys so much for being here. Before we start wrapping up the live stream, I do kind of want to go through with everybody and let everyone know where they can be found. So Anthony, I'll start with you, man. Where can people find you? What do people need to know about Pistons Talk?
I just cover the Pistons when I can, when Woodward's not working me 70 hours a week. But oh shit. Ooh, crap. Just spilled coffee all over the place. That's great. Just on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, pretty much everywhere. At Pistons Talk. And I gotta clean this up. Crap.
Oh dude, you're good, man.
Yeah.
You're good.
Hit your keyboard. Nothing
Yeah. Keith,
When I hit the keyboard, I'm happy.
Yeah, Keith, what about you, man? Where can people find you? What do people need to know about you?
Yeah, same here, man. I mean, I'm relatively new to the gang, but yeah, Downtown
here,
Deuce.
man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I see you up and coming for sure, man. You find me Downtown Deuce, Instagram, Twitter. I'm also working on some Detroit Pistons music, so stay tuned for that as well.
Okay. Like to hear
For
that,
sure.
man. Okay, that's
All
awesome,
right.
man.
All right.
Yeah, Lexi, what about you? Thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you?
Go Blue Lexi 117 on Twitter and Instagram.
Mhm.
I do eventually, I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks, going to be launching a podcast.
Hey.
So yeah, that's going to be coming out. My co-host is actually based out of the Bronx, so it's going to be like a Michigan, New York, but kind of everyday type of thing. So we're really excited
Okay.
to get this
That's
going.
awesome.
So two
Yeah.
different worlds colliding and bringing it out there. So
Hey,
me
heck
from the
yeah.
Midwest.
Oh, heck yeah. Be on the lookout for
it's gonna
that.
be exciting. Yeah. So
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Yeah, that's awesome. King, my guy. People know you, but where can they find you, my guy?
Well, I'm new to this thing, just started this content creating.
Out of here.
Say what?
New to this thing. But you can find me pretty much on all outlets at Everything King except Instagram. Instagram is I am King 77. I mean, just type in Detroit Pistons basketball, man. You'll find me somewhere. I can guarantee you that, man.
About Corey Joseph.
Yeah, I love it. no, you too. So, make sure you guys in this comment section, make sure that you're subscribed, make sure you like this video, but most importantly, share this content, share it all over the place. I tell you guys all the time, share it, man, because it helps us, it helps the algorithm, it helps everything, because we're trying to build an army here. We want our own networks here in Detroit. We're tired of all of these other networks talking trash about our city, about our teams. We don't need them. We're trying to build something powerful, man.
Preach.
Shout out.
We're gonna do it ourselves. We're gonna do it better, man. Absolutely, King. And Brandon, my guy.
Hey,
you got a lot of things cooking, man, and I'm excited.
We got some things cooking. We do. We definitely do. Soon. I'm gonna be reaching out to you all about some stuff as well. But just to piggyback on what King said, hey man, it's a lot of content going on. Most of us grew up saying, why aren't they talking about the Pistons on ESPN? They will win a championship, and it's still about what the Lakers didn't do to win the championship. So it's like we have an opportunity right now to talk that real. We see Cade Cunningham right now, supposed to be getting absolute wall-to-wall coverage for what he's doing as a rookie. And he can barely get Candace Parker to stand up for him, and the rest of the people on the set are like, what? So it's like, this matters to us, man. This matters to all the content creators that I've come across in the Pistons world. More concentratedly, you guys and some of the other ones that we work with and what sports is trying to do. So hey, follow all these people. You can find me at Detroit Kool-Aid, but I love supporting these cats, man. So
yeah, I appreciate that, man. And thank you guys all so much for being here. Here from AFCOR, we I do some podcasts and talk all things NBA basketball, so be sure to be on the lookout here. I also write for the Pistons for Wover Sports as well, so all that stuff is down in the links below. But
shout out to Shine, man. Shout out to Shine, man.
Yeah,
Making this possible for sure.
I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all being here and supporting, and everyone in the comments as well, man. Just as someone that's just started this content thing, actually relatively recently, a little bit of a newcomer, unlike King the OG over there, all the support means a lot, man. So, I just I'm excited to keep doing stuff like this. I'm excited to keep talking Pistons. I'm excited the future that we have, and all of us are thriving right now. And the crazy thing is, we're not even good yet. So when the teams are good, and when Detroit's popping off, and we're going to be winning some games, listen, man, it's going to be a whole different ball game. So be on the lookout, man. But hey, I want to thank everybody so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for being here, and we will catch you next time from Half Court. Be sure to subscribe.
Hey, go Pistons.
Go Pistons.